Alrighty, take 3. So, this is a fun little education lesson, and letting you know also, suppose my preference on toothpaste. So, this is the toothpaste that I use. Dr. Bronner's, if that's how you pronounce it, because my reading sucks. Peppermint all-in-one. Now, as you can see, it says on here, focus phone. It's not going to focus. Fluoride-free, 70% organic ingredients, helps with fresh breath, whiten teeth, and reduce plaque. Now, why is this my preferred toothpaste? Because honestly, growing up as a kid, we do as our parents tell us and such. So, whatever they buy, that's what you use. I always got this weird residue on my teeth for using things like Crest or, Colgate or whatever. We never really stuck to one brand, but at least not that I can remember, and honestly, you don't really just remember, I don't. It's, anywho, irrelevant. So, I've noticed that I get a weird residue after I brush my teeth with normal toothpaste, because I did use, because it's all that I had available to me for a little bit. I think it was Crest, actually, toothpaste, and again, I had some weird residue, and I read the back of it before I threw it away. I have a, in general, peeve of don't waste things, no matter what it is. For the sake of at least, it was made, get some use out of it or whatever. But I just straight threw it away. Here's why. If you go in your bathroom right now and look at the back of your toothpaste, it says do not swallow, has basically a medical warning saying that, you're swallowing poison. And I will put some links in the description talking about why it's not a good idea to swallow your toothpaste. Now, keep that in mind because of what I'm about to tell you about what I do when I brush my teeth using, this stuff. The reason why, though, and this is a big thing on why people like to, when they look into their toothpaste and they try and go with, they research things like fluoride and other, common, things that are used in toothpaste. That's why I emphasized on the fact that it was fluoride free. Now, I'll admit, sometimes I won't dive 100% down the educational rabbit hole, and it's like, what is fluoride? Sometimes I like actually just keeping things elementary. How would a kid understand things? A kid who is not conditioned or, whatever. And I'll get to that on another video. The difference between children and adults and how they perceive things with their innocence, or at least how children used to have innocence. I kind of believe that a lot of children these days have lost their innocence really quickly, and it's again, we'll save that for another video. I might do it tonight just for the sake of it's already on my mind, while that energy and enthusiasm and stuff is fresh. But back to the topic at hand. They say, it's basically common knowledge, don't swallow your toothpaste. The reason why is because, and again, I'll put these links in the description below, saying on how fluoride is actually a poison. It is not meant for the body. It has very bad effects. You know, I was told when I was a kid swallowing toothpaste was bad and that it was going to put holes in my stomach. Then again, the person who told me also had weird ways of parenting and scare tactics and stuff. You know, I'm 19 years old and, you know, he's like, don't eat, do you know what that's made out of? And I was like, I don't care. It's probably, for the record, it was a hot dog. He was trying to, you know, for whatever reason, he barbecued hot dogs and hamburgers, and I've always loved hot dogs. And he's like, do you know what that's made out of? And I'm like, the same thing that it's been made out of for the last 18 years you've been feeding it to me? Which, again, it's kind of like, if to do something like that, it just doesn't make sense to me. So, I digress. I'm thinking I might actually start a vlog thing. I don't know if I'll put it on this channel or if I'll just go back to my other channel where I just upload and vent. It's probably better for the sake of what this channel's made for. Although venting is very good for, you know, the spirit, and it's good for your emotions and your mind and everything like that. Very therapeutic. Again, digressing, sidetracking. So they say not to swallow your toothpaste. You know, that's almost common knowledge to the point to where I've told people. Remember, I told you to remember that. I've told people recently I do swallow my toothpaste, and they're like, you know, people get, oh shit, you know, they get all uppity about it, and, you know, all alert. Insert classic alert sound here, because again, I'm lacking that editing software right now. Because, you know, oh, you're not supposed to do that. Well, that's because of the fluoride, and that's because of the other harsh chemicals, these things that are not meant to even be in the body at all. And here's another thing, too. Think of this. You are not supposed to swallow it. I actually just did it just now. You know, when you're talking, or again, even when you're not talking, your saliva in your mouth that, you know, is on your teeth can go up and kind of like a wave, you know. The bacteria and everything that's in your oral cavity goes down your esophagus at some point. So if we're not meant to swallow this, as if this is not meant to go down our throats, we do that anyways, naturally. It's just a natural function of the body. So if we're not supposed to do that, and sure, you can argue, oh, well, you know, there's a difference between swallowing your toothpaste versus just that small little minute remnant of what's left in your mouth. Yeah, but again, it's still there, and everything adds up. If this is bad for your body to the point of putting a warning label on your toothpaste, why are we doing this? Why are we putting this in our mouths? Let's see if there's even a warning label on mine. I've actually never cared to look. I mean, they've got a lot of information on here. There's actually not a warning label on my toothpaste at all. You have a lot of other labels, though, which are good labels, not bad ones. Okay, there we go. If you know what any of these mean, props to you. Now, I'm not saying I don't. Non-GMO. The camera kind of sucks. I can't get a proper thing on that. I think that last one, okay, that says not animal tested, certified vegan, non-GMO. I can't read what the fine print on that one says. And that one. So, here's why I swallow mine outside of the fact that there's no label saying not to, which means that it's kind of okay. You got to think about these things. We are under so many, here in the United States, we're under so many regulations that if if it can harm you, they have to put a disclaimer in a commercial. They have to put a warning label on the body. Or if someone did something stupid, then we have to make a rule for it in our workplace or whatever. Just avoid problems at all possible. There's not a warning label whatsoever on, this tube of toothpaste. Why? It doesn't need one. Let me also clarify another point that I try and point out to people when they want to object to the whole don't swallow your toothpaste thing. 75% organic. Think of the numbers. That is more than 50%. Just put the weights on the scale. How harmful could all of these things be, especially when the brand itself is known for basically being, natural and good for you and non-harmful. It's safe to apply on your skin. It's safe to do whatever. I've even started looking at the videos because I did have some curious thoughts about my toothpaste. I'm like, is this the best brand? And there's people who review it, and there's people who ultimately have used this brand of toothpaste. Now let me rephrase it. Not this brand of toothpaste. It was a soap by the same brand. And they use it in other means. They find other purposes for it. Now, let me tell you, there are health benefits to swallowing this toothpaste. From experience, I pay attention to the things that I do and the effects that I feel, regardless of how long, the additional effects from doing things more than once. So, I suffer from acid reflux more than I don't. Although I also have remedies that help with that, including garlic. Now, again, I mentioned in kind of nonchalantly in my garlic video, yes, I did not finish high school, but there's certain things that those who may want to, say, why should I listen to someone who didn't finish high school? Why does it matter? I have information that can benefit you just the same as someone who... I may be smarter than someone who didn't. Actually, I'm going to have to upload this as is, because I've already said most of everything. But I'm going to touch on the whole high school thing in another complete video as well. So, shows how many video ideas I want to pump out today. So, before I get sidetracked again, peppermint is good for you. It's actually good for the stomach. This also, within its ingredients... Okay, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about my pH and my acid reflux. I've literally brushed my teeth, and by the time I'm done, which means I'm swallowing my toothpaste more than once, I had someone argue with me, or try to have the counter argument, say that that's not a good idea because the whole point of brushing your teeth and all the ingredients that are in this toothpaste is to rid your oral cavity as a whole of the bad bacteria. Well, and when you swallow your toothpaste, you're swallowing all that bad bacteria and putting it in your stomach. Now, do you know how powerful your stomach acid is? And again, even on the most elementary level, a child, if you tell them what acid is, or if you explain to them in a very simple way, give them a simple exposition, have them watch Alien. They explain what it is. It's concentrated acid for blood. That's what, and I'm not saying your stomach acid is. I'm saying it's still acid to whatever degree, whatever potency. Your stomach acid is going to eat away what bad bacteria you just put in it to whatever degree. And what degree it doesn't. Garlic, I'm going to put a link in the description for what will eventually be my garlic playlist of all the videos, garlic series that I'm going to make. Till then, for the sake of right now, the link will be in the description of the first video, since that's all that I've made right now, as of this recording. So, the garlic actually helps ridding your stomach and every, filter and every organ within your digestive system. Your kidneys, your bladder, everything going out both exits. It clears and detoxifies it. Gets rid of the bad bacteria, promotes the good bacteria. So, that was my counter argument to that person. I'm not too worried about what if it's going down the hatch and into my stomach, because I kind of have a redundancy for that, basically, or however way you want to phrase that. Now, on top of the fact that if you're watching this video, you're probably already into stuff like this, and looking into anti-fluoride toothpaste. You're looking into health-conscious choices for your diet and other beneficial things. So, let me put it to you this way as well. This toothpaste's ingredients are, half of them, literal figure of speech, half of them say organic in front of them. So even if I don't know what the word is, I know that's a natural ingredient. And again, the first ingredient, I actually don't know what that is. I'll admit to this. Second ingredient is organic aloe vera juice. It says it right there. Hydrated silica, calcium carbonate, which is actually a pH balancer. It's a type of gum. Baking soda is after the gum ingredient. And the next one is organic coconut oil, peppermint, organic, whatever that says. Organic coconut flour. So this has a lot of coconut in it, both coconut oil and, other stuff. So, and again, peppermint is good for the stomach. You have baking soda is a natural alkalizer. So again, think of what it does to your body when you drink baking soda water, or when you do oil pulling, which I don't know much about oil pulling at all, what that is. The only thing that I know is what I was told is where you put coconut oil in your mouth and you just swish it back and forth, and it will just pull out all the stuff in between your gums and your teeth, and get it in the crevices. You're supposed to spit it out because, again, you're trying to pull the bad bacteria out, but the body corresponds. If you know anything about reflexology, you have different parts of the earlobe, you have different parts of the ear, you have different parts of the face, the palm of the hands, the fingertips, your fingerprint area, your feet. Merge those two words. Your foot, your feet. Different pressures in different parts of the body have a correlation to other parts. So your insides are the same way. And again, I can't remember where I learned this tidbit, but your oral cavity is a mirror of your digestive system. So if your digestive system... I'm not that far from the private airfield, so lots of, planes. So if you have bad bacteria in your digestive system, if you have, anything going wrong with your liver or your kidneys or any of the other filters or just any part of your digestive system, your oral cavity, your tongue, your gums, all of this will reflect that, and vice versa. More so, basically look in your mouth and monitor as you try and detox your gut as a whole, watch the reflection of your oral cavity. And again, I'm not saying, anywho. So, again, if you have bad breath, if you have gum disease, A, the garlic will actually help with that. B, there are foods such as aloe vera that will help reverse and fight gum disease. I have a remedy that on a later day, much later day, because I need a few things to properly show you. I have a remedy that actually will regrow your teeth, which I've mentioned in at least 1 to 2 other previous videos, such as the food prologue. And I'm going to stop saying description below, because if I mention it, it's going to be there. And I might have to make a video update for that on a later day. That if something's mentioned, I promise you the link will be somewhere in the description. But yeah, so if you would eat peppermint, anything, or just raw peppermint with a pestle and mortar, and whatever knowledge that you have in your head of the health benefits of baking soda, the health benefits of aloe vera, the health benefits of peppermint, which again, that's only one flavor. It's the one that I've been using. I'm going to start trying to venture into the other flavors and seeing the results of that, and then I will make a review of if it's a good idea or how it affected my body from doing that. But yeah, you know the benefits of coconut and all these other things. So, that's the toothpaste that I use. That's also the reason why I use it, is also buy your normal, I will say this too, buy your normal toothpaste if you're converting to this, so to speak, and then buy that one. And take turns brushing your teeth with your normal and with that one, and just pay attention. Be like, how does my mouth feel after using both? Compare them. Make your own analysis. That's something I promote so much. Yeah, if it's natural, it will help. So that's the toothpaste I use. That's why I swallow my toothpaste, is because I know that these are natural medicines that are basically in a paste form that are going to be okay for me to do so. People these days, they live too much in fear. They're like, oh, well, the whole point is, clearing out your body. Well, your body does that on its own. We don't need to cater it to it too much. We just need to give it the tools that it needs. So, before I go, one thing that I didn't mention that I kind of ADHD and, touched on was acid reflux and bad pH. Swallowing this toothpaste, okay, my acid reflux is so bad I cannot eat tomato. The moment that I have anything tomato-based, I will have acid reflux that night. And honestly, I swallow my toothpaste and no more acid reflux at all. It completely gets rid of my acid reflux and hits the reset button to essentially before I ate that, Wendy's burger or something, So, yeah, if you have acid reflux, I highly recommend converting or, changing over to this toothpaste and doing this practice. On a later day, I might even demonstrate just me brushing my teeth. Again, I would need better equipment. So, also, as another fun tidbit, all of my videos are going to be under the assumption that you actually went back to the backlog and catalog and everything and watched them all from, so I will do a lot of references to past videos. So if you want to learn, if you want to know what I'm talking about, I make these videos under the assumption that you're just going to watch them all at some point. So If you don't know what I'm talking about, hit up the channel. Have a good day, everyone. And yeah, be well.